Okay, I'm seeing 6 o'clock. Shall we commence? Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the regular Delray Oaks Planning Commission meeting. This is Wednesday, July 14th, 2021. The time is 6 p.m. Karen, would you do roll call, please?
Commissioner Berger,
Here.
Commissioner Wood,
Here.
Commissioner Krieger, Commissioner Ragsdale Cronin,
Here.
Commissioner Jackshaw.
And Vice Chair Mike Hayworth is here as
Oh,
well.
Vice Chair, I'm so sorry. Oh my gosh. Vice Chair
The
Hayworth,
forgotten man.
All right.
Chair Halleck.
Yes, I am present.
Okay,
And assuming Mr. Birch is in the ranks here, would you please cue Old Glory, and everyone please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All righty. Item number 3, our consent agenda. Item A, to adopt our Planning Commission minutes. Anybody want to pull any of the minutes? Any comments on the minutes from the previous meeting? I am seeing none. Can I get a motion to approve, or I will move to approve the minutes?
I second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
I abstain because I wasn't part of the commission at the time.
Very well. Passes by majority. All right, let's go straight away to public comments. Anyone wishing to address the commission on matters not appearing on the agenda may do so now. The public may comment on any other matter listed on the agenda at the time the matter is being considered by the commission. There will be a time limit of not more than 3 minutes for each speaker. No action will be taken by the commission on matters brought up under this item, and all comments will be referred to staff. I am not seeing any members of the public other than our applicant and ourselves present tonight. I'm clicking on participants. Mr. Birch, if you'll confirm, I am seeing none.
I'm seeing none as well.
Therefore, public comment is closed. And if we've had time to review our building activity report for June of 2021. And if memory serves me, this should include the minor lapse we had in the last meeting or meeting before, but this should be consistent, up to speed, and all we need to consider. So any comments on the building report from the commission?
A lot going on. That's good.
Indeed, bustling little city. Then I will move to approve the building activity report for June 2021.
I second it.
And all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
And passes by majority. Thank you, commissioners. Item number 6, old business, of which we have none. Item number 7 is new business. We are welcoming back our applicant, our neighbor, our business owner, representative for Delray Oaks Legacy Incorporated, which is Delray Farms. Thank you for a thorough application. It's fairly straightforward. You've been with us before. This is a minor addition to your frontage signage. Very straightforward. I see this as well compliant because we've already approved the pre-existing conditions. I see the 2 signs, I believe.
Yeah.
3 signs, correct?
Yeah, 3 signs each the roadway facing of the building.
And the additional square footage of which will still have you within maximum allowable square footage for your primary and secondary frontages. Even with this addition, will not be in excess. So as far as building requirements are involved, this is compliant from an architectural review perspective. I like the design. You've continued your the rustic woodwork that you have. It's subdued, somewhat inconspicuous, but just enough to convey your advertising points. The sign is indicative of the nature of the business and appropriate on all accounts as far as I can see. Important to note that there was a green cross previously, which was taken down for your design revisions. So I don't see any issues with this. Any other comments from the Planning Commission?
I have one. Yeah, just the sign on Portola. I noticed you have it centered in between the vents is kind of where the placement is. And I don't know, so it's this one
Oh,
on
yes.
Portola. Okay, so if you look at the, because I went down to there and I kind of brought this out, took it with me. And I noticed it's centered on the vents. I don't know if you want, you might want to, just a thought, you might want to center it on that whole open space.
The left
Or did you
side.
want, yeah, or did you want it?
No, honestly, I just was just trying to think. I believe the cross that we had before was positioned in this place, the spot that
Okay.
I've mentioned, and that was the only reason why I put it there. But I really am not, you know, if
Yeah.
you guys prefer it to the left, I'm
No.
fine with that.
That's just something I noticed. I don't know if anybody, I mean, it's
Yeah,
not,
because I agree. When I looked at it with the vents, it looked a little bit strange, but then I was also wondering if it was going to look more strange leaving that area blank. So, you know,
Just-
does it, when I have it and we go to install it, if it's there versus to the left, would that affect the decision today, or do we have to decide now?
I don't know how that works. It, you know, would have been great is to have kind of little mock-ups, but it really doesn't matter.
Yeah,
You know, I don't know. Jeremy?
the sign
If I may-
company was going slow to get me a real true mock-up, so
Gotcha.
If I may, I don't think that there's going to be much difference.
No.
Any greater aesthetic effect. So if you need to skosh it a couple inches, I'm willing to
It's
leave
scotched
that.
it's actually scotched quite a bit. It's going to be a good like 3 feet over instead of being at the edge in the middle, but that's just an aesthetic thing.
Okay.
yeah.
And
But
so,
I mean, if it's to the right or the left of the gutter, that would be fine with you guys.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I
Okay.
mean, anywhere in there, just wherever. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm assuming it's,
Perfect.
I'm assuming it's
I think-
proud. I'm assuming it's proud towards that corner for visibility.
Yeah,
rather than tucking it in
for the
between the
road.
roof eaves. I'm willing to leave that at the discretion of the
Okay.
applicant, if that's agreeable by the rest of the commission. I think we're splitting hairs by moving it 3 to 4 feet either way, just past that surface mounted conduit, whichever, but I'm fine where it is. If you'd like to move it a few feet, unless any of the other commission has an issue with that, then I would say proceed at will and mount it where you'd like.
Okay.
Any others?
Um,
Commissioner Berger.
Correct me if I'm wrong. 2 points. First point was that I was under the impression that the signage that is on the building now was it was within the guidelines, but was pretty much at the limit. And the second thing was I recall commending Delray Farms for not overtly advertising the nature of the business. And I was under the impression that we weren't going to see green crosses on the building. I may be wrong. Maybe somebody else has recollection of that.
I vaguely recall that discussion. However, it seems that other motivations in advertising and attracting business have come to light for the applicant, and they feel it be prudent and in their best interest to include this signage. And again, as I said, to reiterate, I see the signage as business appropriate and indicative of the nature of the business there. And we've had one pre-existing there before that was approved. So not that.
Yeah.
Anything to
One
add?
thing to note is when we were discussing the signage, the building signage for the name change last time, it was actually brought up in the planning commission as a question whether or not we were going to put the green crosses back up, because there was some concern by some of the planning commissioners that it was going to be misunderstood as to what the business was. And so I had stated that, you know, we were attempting to do it without the green cross, but that we would revisit later if it seemed like it was never sales are to where we were before. We have gotten communication from some of our past customers saying that, oh, we thought you guys had changed to be a dairy or a market. And
Oh,
so
no.
there still is, especially with the tourism,
Uh-huh.
the tourism community. I know, it's terrible. So that was kind of the idea, was like, okay, so let's just, I know Ross was taken down with the name change. Infusion, again, it was there, now it's not. So the assumption is it's no longer cannabis, which is obviously not the case. So in the end, we've decided that, you know, we wanted to put it back up, but in a nicer way than just putting a green cross up on the building. Going with the muted colors and putting it on the wood paneling. We've actually seen that a lot of our competition that didn't have crosses before have actually put crosses up recently as well. So we're pretty much the only dispensary in the area that doesn't have a green cross now. So I just think, you know, again, with tourism and tourists in the area, not, you know, knowing much about the area and the businesses prior to arriving, it just helps to, you know, clear up you know, what the business is.
Right. Thank you for clarifying that. And I recall more closely the discussion before. So we kind of left that open-ended as to whether or not you would. And so now you are seeking to go ahead and install that. Which again, I think warrants approval. Any other planning commissioners have any comments or thoughts on the application and the review this evening? All right, seeing none, I'll entertain a motion.
I motion we accept, what is it, ARC 21-02 as submitted.
Second,
Second.
Karen, would you do a roll call for the vote, please?
Nope, you're muted.
All right, Commissioner Berger,
I'm a no.
Commissioner Wood,
Yes.
Commissioner Ragsdale Cronin,
Yes.
Vice Chair Hayworth,
Yes.
Chairman Halleck.
Yes. And therefore, architectural review number 21-02 passes by majority. Thank you again, Delray Farms. We appreciate your your being a good neighbor and a good business owner. Thanks for
Thank
doing
you.
business in our city.
Appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Thanks.
All right, swiftly enough. Item number 8, any announcements by planning commissioners?
I have some comments. This kind of brought up what's the status of the sign ordinance. I'm just putting it out there. I don't recall hearing anything about what the sign committee came up with after amending the sign ordinance that we approved.
So to my understanding, the most current report we have is that the sign ordinance subcommittee has completed their work, given the document to city attorney for legal review, and it will be presented to us post haste, I would hope. I think the city manager, Hoyne, has some further information.
Yes, it's a complex issue with First Amendment issues, especially when it comes to political season. The staff at the city attorney's office is not an expert on this. This has been handed off to another legal firm with precise knowledge of this particular topic, and they are reviewing it for constitutionality and any changes or editing. And that's the latest update. It'll then come back to city attorney and staff for review and any changes, and we'll let you know.
Sounds expensive.
I'm not a lawyer, but I can imagine.
Thank you, city manager Hoyne. You had another comment?
Yeah, I
Vice
actually have two more. I just wonder too, if whenever signs come up, as we do with lot coverage and all of that kind of thing with additions to houses and whatever, that the applicant calculate the sign coverage so we know whether they're in compliance or not.
Noted, and let's refer that comment to staff so that we're sure to include that formula in the application packages.
Great idea.
My last comment is, when are we going to stop the silly Zoom stuff and get back together?
I'm
Yeah.
very eager to get together and see all your smiling faces and shake your hands myself.
Yeah, what's the,
And I have no answer to that. Just share your eagerness.
We're looking at that right now. There's things that we have to make sure that we're complying with. We usually follow on things like this. We follow the lead of some of the other larger cities that have staff that research these things and, you know, the health and safety protocols that we need to do. So additionally, the council chambers has been used as a storage area while we're refiling just about every file the city has. And it's going to take a little bit of work and getting all the technical things back up and running and cameras and stuff. You'll probably see, I would say at the earliest, maybe September. I know the discussion is amongst the city council when they want to do it. I do not think it'll be in August, perhaps September or October, I think. And I think we'll probably follow the lead of city council as it comes to the planning commission, if it's okay with you folks, just so everybody's on the same page and people know where to go, whether it's Zoom or in person.
Even though my cat likes coming to the meetings, I think it'd be better if we get back together.
I think staff is anxious as well.
Thank you, City Manager Hoyne. Commissioner Wood, Commissioner Burton, Berger, I should say.
no,
No? I'd like to comment,
Careful there.
and say that the center window I see here is our newest member of the Planning Commissioner, welcoming Commissioner Ragsdale Cronin. Welcome to your first Planning Commission meeting.
Thank you.
Not too robust a session tonight, but don't you worry, there's lots on the horizon, and we're happy to have you aboard this very cohesive team, and looking forward to working with you in the future.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm glad we didn't have any major heavy lifting tonight. Don't want to get hurt on the first night out.
Right. All right, if that's all from everyone, from anyone,
okay.
then we'll adjourn. Thank you all, and we'll see you next time around. Have a
Night
good
all.
night.
Good night.
Good night, everyone.
Good
Good
night.
night, everyone.
All right.